continuing on, and I'm going to go over here really quickly and grab a water. Because I still have one more after this, and then I can go and do other things, and then probably head off to bed because it's very late. Anyway, today what we're going to be doing is focusing on the Big Ten, right? Last time we focused on the Pac-12, now we're in the Big Ten, which is my Michigan Wolverines division, and then we're off to the SEC, which is my LSU Tigers division. Anyway, we have the West and the East. We all know this. Let's just keep it going. Purdue is going to beat Fresno State. Minnesota is going to beat Nebraska. I would say Northwestern probably loses to Rutgers. Maryland beats Townsend. Wisconsin beats Buffalo. Ohio State beats Indiana. Michigan State beats Central Michigan. Penn State beats West Virginia. Toledo beats Illinois. Michigan beats East Carolina. And Iowa beats Utah State. Nebraska beats Colorado. I've covered that in a previous video. Rutgers beats Temple. I want to say I had Wisconsin winning that. I don't remember who I picked for this. Indiana. Kansas. I'm not very high on Illinois next year. Michigan State, obviously. Northwestern. Ohio State. Penn State. Michigan. Maryland. Minnesota. And Purdue. Northwestern. Indiana. Purdue, Penn State, Michigan State, Ohio State, Virginia Tech, Michigan, and Maryland. Minnesota and North Carolina. Nebraska, Wisconsin, and Iowa. Ohio State's going to beat Notre Dame. Penn State beats Iowa. Michigan beats Rutgers. Nebraska beats LA Tech, Indiana, Michigan State. Minnesota beats Northwestern, Purdue beats Wisconsin, and FAU embarrasses Illinois. I really think that's going to happen this year. Northwestern goes on the road and smacks around Northwestern, Penn State smacks around Northwestern on the road. Maryland probably beats Indiana and surprises everyone. Minnesota. I'll give them that. Michigan's going to beat the shit out of Nebraska. Purdue beats Illinois. Rutgers beats Wagner, and Michigan State's probably going to beat Iowa. Northwestern beats Howard. Wisconsin beats Rutgers. Purdue goes on the road, beats Iowa. Ohio State beats Maryland. Nebraska beats Illinois, and Michigan goes on the road and beats Minnesota. So this is following week 6 with Michigan, Michigan State, Michigan. So we have Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State all at undefeated records of 5 or 6-0. And realistically, even Maryland has a good record. Indiana and Rutgers are going to go downhill fast as we are getting into conference play, and it's going to go very poorly for them as it does every year. But anyway, Purdue at 6-0 is doing Purdue things. Minnesota at 4-2 is having that general Minnesota pre-moment before they get absolutely obliterated, just like a lot of this side of the division are. Anyway, Penn State beats UMass. Ohio State smacks around Purdue. Rutgers probably beats Michigan State. And I think it's going to be a surprise to everyone. Michigan beats Indiana. Maryland beats Illinois. Wisconsin beats Iowa. Northwestern beats Nebraska. Indiana beats Rutgers. Michigan beats Michigan State. Ohio State beats Penn State. Okay. So now going into our last one. I'm sorry, I've just done a ton of these already tonight. We have 11-0 Michigan, 11-0 Ohio State, and 9-2 Penn State. And then we have 9-2 Purdue, 9-2 Wisconsin. Right? Purdue, I still think, has a very good team that they're fielding. It's not going to be good enough to win any actual game against Michigan or Ohio State. But it is going to be good. Anyway, Iowa probably goes on the road, beats Nebraska, makes Nebraska fans sad to have another 4-8 record. Illinois is going to manage to win at home, get one win in this season, beat a very sad, slumping Northwestern team. Minnesota returns to the promised lands of a bowl with a victory. They were already going to have a bowl, but they beat out Wisconsin, officially killing Wisconsin's dreams, even though they couldn't win out to make the Big Ten playoffs, or to make the Big Ten championship anyway. Rutgers loses to Maryland. Rutgers fans, you really, your team really is not all that great. Penn State beats Michigan State. Purdue beats Indiana, officially solidifying where it stands. And Michigan, I think, is a better, more well-rounded team than Ohio State this year. I think they are. They have a better QB. They have a better running back. They have a better core line. They have a better defense. I just think Michigan is much better this year. Anyway, so all of that being said, we now have a championship between Purdue and Michigan. Do you really think that Michigan's not going to repeat the same thing they did last year? It's almost all of the same players returning. So, yeah, I think we beat Purdue. Anyway, I know it was pretty simple, but we'll talk about a little bit of the other teams. So Minnesota makes a bowl game. That's a good one. I always love to see Minnesota doing good things. I have a friend who's a Nebraska fan that's really not going to like my prediction for Nebraska next season. I'm sorry, I just, you haven't been good at football for a long time, and next season you're just gonna struggle, and it sucks. I mean, LSU was 5-5 and then 6-6, so we understand the mediocrity, but not to the level of Illinois, luckily. Anyway, Northwestern at 4-8, not making a bowl game, not surprised. Wisconsin probably makes a decent bowl game, and so does Purdue. Anywho, on the other side, Michigan, Ohio State, both looking at possible higher bids. Penn State at 10-2, just like last year, looking at a high bowl bid. Maryland looking for a decent bowl bid. Michigan State looking for a decent bowl bid. And out of a bowl bid is Indiana and Rutgers, like usual. Anyway, that has been the roundup of basically everything about what I predict the Big Ten will be next season. Hopefully you all did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.